All right, so I've created a new project. This is going to be sample project 4. I'm not going to go through the creation again. You guys should know how to do it by now. I've got my main.ts open. I am going to start my MakeCode simulator over here, and we'll set our background color just so we can make sure that it is working. And hey, that's working good. However, we're not actually going to be using a background color in this one. We're going to be using what's called a tile map. And we can build a tile map like this. So we go over to Tile Maps Plus, and this opens our tile map editor. Let's expand it a little bit. By default, it's 16 by 16. Now, this is not 16 pixels. It's like 16 sprites. Each sprite is 8 by 8 or something like that. So this ends up being quite a big default. And we'll go ahead and use this. So I'm going to call this, we can call this, just call it map or something like that. And we've got a few different ones to choose from here. You can also create your own, but we're just going to use the built-in ones. And let's use the dungeon so that we can have a nice wall here. Now I can draw the wall. I can also just use a line here. And line, 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 just like that. And then I can just choose like this, and then we'll just fill the entire thing with that. So this is very simple, but it'll do what we need it to do. We could add some more obstacles here, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I want the outside to be considered a wall, which means we're going to actually hit it. And what I can do for that is in here, I believe this is the one. Look at that. It just selected everything for the wall. I think there's another way of selecting draw walls. I don't know how that actually did it all at once, but it did it all at once. Anyway, there we go. So now we've got this boundary that's a wall. It's not actually going to show up red like this. This is just for us in the editor tool. In fact, if I turn this off, you don't see it, but because we have this wall, our character, if we're moving it, won't be able to hit out of this wall. So the next thing we need to do is actually place this wall. And the way we're going to do that is by setting a tile map. And we'll do that right here. So we'll say tiles.setCurrentTileMap. And then in here we go tile map. And the name of our tile map, which is going to be map. And now if we go back over to our simulator, look at that. And you can see it's pretty huge, actually. We're only seeing a very small part of it. But that's okay. We're going to use this entire map anyway. So the next thing we need to do is actually draw a character. So we'll go ahead and draw a character here. Let's go back to our asset editor. Actually, let's go over to here and create a new sprite, a new image. And we'll use the gallery. I want to use the gallery so that I can just choose a built-in character. I'm going to use this character right here. This character, actually pretty big. Is there an 8 by 8 version? This is okay. Yeah, 16 by 16 is okay. Well, we'll stick with this one and we'll say player front, because later we're going to have some other images. We might even have to rename this one again, but we'll call it player front for now. And then we're going to do what we did before by setting our sprite. Let player sprite equal sprites.create assets.image, and then we say player front, and it's, whoops, I don't know what's going on there, sprite kind, and our sprite kind is dot player. There we go. Go back over to here, and now our character is on the screen, and I believe that this error is also gone if we reset. So our character's on the screen, but we want to be able to move it around. And the way we do that is player sprite. We did this before. Sorry, controller, controller.moveSprite, and then player sprite. And we don't need to pass in the optional parameters. We're going to leave these as default, which is going to allow our character to move in all 4 directions. and kind of 8 direction, although it's not truly 8 direction, it's just moving left and up at the same time. And you can see we're hitting this wall here. So we're not able to go any further than that. And if I go this way off the screen, we don't even see what's going on. So how can I make the map move? Well, I can set the camera to follow the player. So the way we do that is scene.camera follow sprite player sprite. And now the camera is actually going to be centered on our player. And if we go to the wall, if we hit the end, you can see the camera will stop. It's not going to overlap to the end. But now the size of our canvas is based on the size of this tile map. So I have all this area to work with here. And we can create a lot of fun stuff using tile maps and a moving player with the camera following them. So we'll continue on next time.